I remember one of my favorite YouTubers going on to say that in order to start a YouTube channel, you're going to have to invest in expensive equipment. And that is a lie. Like, your faves are lying to you, plain and simple. What is up, everyone? I am back with another video. Now, within this video, I'm going to be talking about starting a YouTube channel on a budget. Now, I know a lot of us, when we start a YouTube channel, we're not blessed with the money to get the most expensive or top equipment, whether it's a camera or lighting or microphones, whatever the case may be, equipment in general. And basically within this video, I just want to show you guys that you really don't need the fanciest of things to start a YouTube channel. You really don't need a lot of money. You can literally just work with what you have, and that's what your girl is doing right now. I am filming with my iPhone 11. I know a lot of people do these days when they talk about filming with the phone, they usually refer to the iPhone 12 because apparently the quality is top notch out there. I don't know how the iPhone 13 is going to be since that's out, but I have been hearing a lot of people talk about the iPhone 12. But then again, this just goes to show, if you have an Android, if you have an iPhone, use whatever you have. And if you're able to get a phone with a better quality camera, do so. But if you're not, don't break the bank trying to start a YouTube channel, because again, you're going to spend so much money and you're not going to get returns for the longest time, because you need 1,000 subscribers to get monetized and you need 4,000 watch hours, in which I myself, I'm far from being monetized. I'm on 89 subscribers and about 50 watch hours, so I've got a long way to go. But then obviously I have learned a few things along the way with the very few videos that I have done, so I just thought I should share that with all of you. So definitely, before I jump into everything, I just want to start off by saying that this myth or ideology that you need to have or invest in expensive equipment in order to start a YouTube channel is simply a lie. I always say that to people that I know or to my friends that want to start YouTube channels and so forth. I'm by no means an expert or figured the game out. You know, I'm on 89 subscribers myself with 50 watch hours. Now, with that being said, I really do want to give an example that, say you get a 14K camera, a camera worth 14 grand. Cool. You have not posted your first YouTube video. You have not posted your first YouTube video. You have not written a script. You have not filmed the video yet. But you go out and you buy this 14K camera and this really expensive mic and some great lighting. Cool. That's an investment because you're very sure that you actually want to do this. So you get all that fancy equipment, and by the time you're done filming and editing, mind you, you also don't know the works of how to edit. You don't know what style you want to do. You're not sure what niche you want to be in, but you invested in this equipment, right? I personally do think that that is not necessary. I think when you start a YouTube channel, it is essential for you to work with what you have until you are very sure whether you actually want to do this, because it's very easy watching YouTube videos and we think it's simply sitting in front of the camera, talking to it and editing. We don't think about the part that you put in hours in editing. You need to figure out what is going to make you stand out, or try and figure out what is your style of editing, what is your style of addressing your audience, you know, everything of that. How do you want to portray your brand and all of that? So you can have the fanciest of equipment, but if your content, especially with the first video is not going to be great. So obviously, with that video being out there, you have spent so much money and you're literally just giving mediocre service, because at the end of the day, it's a service that you're giving, whether it's for entertainment or to solve a problem. So yeah, I guess we'll just jump into everything else from now on. Now I'm going to break down the fundamentals, if I could say that, the things that we need in order to well, really this depends on the niche that you're in, but the things that you most likely will need when starting a YouTube channel. Now, first one, which we all need, is obviously a camera. When it comes to a camera, like I said, once again, I personally am using my iPhone 11. If you have an Android, if you whatever iPhone you may have, use that. If the quality is good enough for you, then definitely do that. There is no point for you to be breaking your accounts just to please other people when you yourself are not sure if this is what you want to dive into full-time, part-time, whatever the case may be. But then again, they are really affordable, and when I say affordable, it's not that they're 1,000 rand. They're probably from like 8 grand and above, which is still a really hefty price to spend, even if you just start into YouTube. But there is a lot of beginner friendly cameras out there, such as the Canon T7i, the Sony a5100, the Canon M50. The list goes on. Obviously, once you have realized whether this is what you want to do, then by all means get whatever camera you're able to afford. But even so, this is not to discourage anyone from getting a camera. Like, if you want to start a YouTube channel and the money is there, then by all means get a camera. But if you're stressed about, if you have been putting the idea of starting a YouTube channel off simply because you don't have a camera, this is me telling you that you don't need a camera to start, or whatever other fancy equipment out there. Second one would be sound. Now, obviously, when it comes to sound, there is a lot of things that you can do in that regard. You can either use in the built-in mic on your phone or your camera if you do have a camera, or you can use I always butcher this word, the Lavalier mic. Which is obviously the mic that I have on right now. Or if you do not have money to invest or buy a mic, you can always use your earphones. Simple earphones that come with your phone. But then again, you can literally speak into this bit and the sound will obviously not be great, but it'll be just as good. I mean, when editing, we'll be able to hear you clearly, and that's all you need to get started. And this is how it sounds now with my lavalier mic. This is how it sounds with the earphones. La 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 la. This is how it sounds with the built-in mic. La 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 la. I don't know if the sound is as great or if it's a bit echoey, but you can really edit that part out. Work with what you got. That's my motto. Number 3 is editing software. Now, when it comes to editing software, there is a billion, cajillion editing software out there. I personally do use Adobe Premiere Pro, which is paid for, but I am going to get into a bunch of other free editing softwares out there. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I have tried to use some free editing software. Not to say that not all of them are good. There is amazing free editing software out there, which I will obviously just name a number of them. But with the ones that I have used, I wasn't really happy with the tools that they had. I wasn't really happy with the tools that they had, and I wasn't able to edit the way I had envisioned my videos to be. So with that, I had just decided to subscribe and get the Adobe Premiere Pro plan, the cheapest plan, which is $24. Obviously, that'll fluctuate in rands depending on the exchange rates. But last month it was $290 that I paid for it, 290 rands. Which obviously, when you think about it, because I am a person who loves budgeting and I like keeping my expenses very minimal, 290 is quite a lot. It's quite a lot of money just for an editing software, but I really do think it is worth it. If you're able to pay towards an editing software every month, then by all means do so. But a bunch of other free editing software out there. There is Wondershare Filmora, obviously that has a free and a payment plan, so you can choose. There iMovie, which is on your phone. You can shoot and edit on your phone, which is very convenient. There is Blender, Vimeo, Lightworks, and the list goes on. So yeah, when it comes to that, You can also edit on Canva. I use Canva a lot when it comes to my thumbnails, in which obviously I will move over to thumbnails right now. But Canva has this new feature in which now you can actually edit videos and add all these cool icons and effects and whatever it may be. It's very beginner and it doesn't really do everything, but I use it a lot for myself when I am adding a text or I want to do green screen with some of my videos. So green screen in terms of effects or whatever the case may be, I use that a lot. And I use Canva a lot when it comes to my thumbnails, which is my fourth point, thumbnails. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, I have seen a lot of people who have just gotten into YouTube using a piece of the video and using that as the thumbnail. Like they screenshot that and they use that as the thumbnail. Obviously the quality isn't the best, but then again, I have watched a bunch of other videos and I myself am still learning in terms of my style when it comes to thumbnails, but I have learned that it's best to rather take a separate picture than screenshotting from your video, and then obviously do some tweaks on that and see what works for you. And with that, honestly, it's more about quality. Your thumbnail is what sells your video and your title, but that is what people see before they actually decide to click on your video. So really do pay some attention to that. Obviously not as much as the editing when it comes to the video, but do really put your hearts into that, because that is the packaging of your video. Amazing apps when it comes to that, obviously, like I said, is Canva. Canva as well does have a free plan and also a paid plan, Canva Pro, but I use the free one. Amazing. There is Wondershare, Filmora, like I've said once again. There is PixArt, PhotoJet, and many more. You yourself can actually check on the net and you will see a bunch of editing apps out there which you can really make use of. Leading me to my last point, lighting. I personally do use natural lighting. I think this is a no-brainer when it actually comes to lighting. You use natural lighting. You're not gonna be putting so much money when the sun is there to help you. Do you know what I mean? So I usually do use natural lighting, but in cases where it's a bit cloudy or I'm shooting at night, especially when it comes to my what I eat in a day videos, sometimes if the lighting in the house is not that great, I will use my magneto. I did not get this to use on YouTube. I had actually gotten this just after I gave birth. So I used it as like a night light, and I'd make it face the wall, and then obviously it would illuminate when I was busy with her at night. But the fact that it's still here, I was able to utilize that. So if you have anything that you can utilize at home that will give you great lighting, then by all means do that. Use the flash of your little brother's phone, your cousin's phone, whatever the case may be. Obviously position it in a way that is not too harsh or that is just right for you. And that is just about it in the fundamentals. Now, like I said, obviously this does vary with the niche that you're in and the type of videos that you want to create or your style of videos. So obviously all of those fundamentals aren't really gonna apply to everybody, but this is basically the general things that you would need when you do start a YouTube video. Now, with that being said, I really hope you guys found this video very informative. Do let me know if there's any other videos that I should possibly be doing in terms of starting a YouTube channel on a budget, or maybe diving into how I utilize some of the editing apps that I spoke about. Like I said, I am by no means a professional. I've just seen that these things work for me and I'm just sharing it with you guys. So thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!